All right, guys, welcome back to the GSMC Golf Podcast. We're talking about our third segment of the night, talking about the Live Golf, a little bit of a update review, a little catch up for it because we have Live Golf Houston coming up in a week. We'll be talking about that next week. But for right now, since it's been so long, it's been like a month since we talked about it. So a little bit of an update here for you guys. The team that is in first is the Legion. That is John Rahm's team. Sorry, that's only in Mayakoba. When it comes to the entire leaderboard on the season, I don't think it will give me the entire leaderboard for the season. But the teams that have been up towards the top for most of this year, it's been the Legion. That's John Rahm's team. He's the captain of that one. It's been Smash. That's Brooks Koepka's team. He's been the captain of that one. Ripper, who won Singapore. That's Cameron Smith's team. They also have Mark Leishman, who has been playing some very good golf. Crushers, of course, DeChambeau's team, he's the captain of, has also been in the mix. So a lot of these guys. Singapore, it was Ripper. Adelaide, it was Ripper. Miami, it was Legion. Hong Kong, it was Crushers. Jeddah, it was Crushers. Las Vegas was Smash, and Mayakoba was Legion. So out of the 6 tournaments that they've played so far, 7 tournaments they played so far, we've had 3 repeat winners, and it's been those 4 teams that I talked about who have been winning a lot here. Of course, Mickelson's team hasn't been doing too hot. They are down in like 11th or 12th for the overall standings for the year. And then when we're talking about individual players, Mayakoba, it was Joaquin Niemann who won that one. John Rahm played very well. Dustin Johnson came in 5th with Brooks Koepka, both of them tied for 5th. Las Vegas, it was Dustin Johnson, Taylor Gooch, Peter Ullman also did very good for Las Vegas. Jeddah, it was Joaquin Niemann who won that one. Luis Oosthuizen and Carl Schwartzel helped the Stingers get to the top 3 on the leaderboard with their second and third performance there. Hong Kong, it was Abraham Answer, Cameron Smith, and Paul Casey were the ones high up on the leaderboard. Joaquin Niemann came in 4th. He's had a really, really good year, coming in 4th, first, a little bit down the leaderboard in Las Vegas, but first in Mayakoba. So 2 firsts so far. And then we're talking Sergio Garcia, Matthew Wolff, Dean Burmeister, 1 in Miami. Adelaide, it was Brendan Steele, Luis Oosthuizen, and Charles Schwartzel again combining. John Rahm played very good in Adelaide. And then in Singapore, the most recent tournament, it was Brooks Koepka winning that one solo. Cameron Smith and Mark Leishman came in 2nd and 3rd, a little bit down the board. Joaquin Niemann in 7th. He's had, once again, a fantastic season. So that is who has been playing the best golf from a tournament-by-tournament standpoint. From the overall statistics, the person with the best accuracy has been Abraham Answer. Luis Oosthuizen has come in 2nd there with 67% of fairways hit for Abraham, and Lewis has been 65%. Birdies total has been John Rahm. He's averaging about 5 per round. He's been pretty impressive in his events that he's shown up on the Live Golf Tour. However, when he goes to the PGA Tour on the major courses, it hasn't translated. He's been pretty disappointing. Joaquin Niemann has averaged about 5 birdies. He's 2nd, and then Sergio Munoz has come in 3rd with 4.86. Eagles, of course, it's who else but Bryson DeChambeau leads the field in Eagles hit with 7. Scrambling percentage, par or better on scrambles. It's Luis Oosthuizen who has played very well around the greens with 73% of scrambles, 90 par or betters on those. The best putter has, of course, been Cameron Smith. He's always been a fantastic putter when even he was on the PGA Tour. Best ones with greens and regulation, it is Paul Casey, but right behind him, Joaquin Niemann. Paul Casey is on Bryson DeChambeau's team. Joaquin Niemann captains his own team. He's really been very impressive this entire season. And then driving distance is Bryson DeChambeau with the lead, of course, averaging about 319 yards per drive. And then Joaquin Niemann in 2nd with 317. So individually, it's been very impressive. When you go to overall teams, Smash leads the way in fairways hit with 61%. that is Brooks Koepka's team. Crusher's second, Bryson DeChambeau's team with 59.08, and then Fireball in third at about 59. Only one less fairways hit than Crusher's has. Crushers really leads the way in a lot of these categories. Eagles, scrambling, and greens in regulation, they lead in all three of those categories. Range Goats is 308.5 in driving distance. Their entire team is doing pretty good. Ripper leads the way in putting average. That's Cameron Smith's team. That makes sense. Scrambling, it's been Crushers impressively. Bryson DeChambeau's, one of his weakest parts of his game is around the green, so seeing that for his team is very impressive, as he does, of course, contribute to those statistics. And then Torque leads the way in birdies. It's been fantastic to watch these teams go at it. Of course, Crushers leading the way, top of the leaderboard throughout the season so far. At about the midway point, we do have 6 more tournaments in the Live Golf season. They have Houston, Nashville coming up here in rapid succession. It was a disappointing performance for Crushers in Singapore, coming in 11th out of 13 teams, and they still are first, leading the way by 11 points. So very impressive performances by them. It's been Legion coming in second overall for the year. John Rahm's team, they're at 94 points for the year. Ripper, Cameron Smith's team, coming in third. They've really made a surge in the last few events, winning at Adelaide and winning at Singapore. Those are the last 2 events, so that's how they made their surge back to the top of this leaderboard. Now they're third. You have Torque in fourth, Stinger in fifth, Smash in sixth, Range Goats in seventh, Fireballs in eighth, Cleeks in ninth, 4 aces in 10th. That is Dustin Johnson's team. Surprised to see that all the way down in 10th, as he's been playing pretty well individually. It's just the rest of that team has not been doing too hot. Of course, that team makes up, that team is of Dustin Johnson, Pat Perez, Patrick Reed, and Harold Varner. Patrick Reed hasn't been doing too hot as of lately in his overall golf career, or overall golf game, so that makes sense why they are down that far. And then the players that really lead the way, as I mentioned, Joaquin Niemann. He's gone first individually in 2 different events. John Rahm, who has yet to get a first on the Live Golf Tour, but just consistently in the top 10, hasn't missed the top 10 yet this season. Tied for third, 8th, 5th, tied for 8th, tied for 4th, tied for 3rd, tied for 10 this year. Been very impressive. John Rahm has been, although once again not really translating to when he does show up on the tour for the majors. So we'll see if he's able to do so eventually. Dean Burmeister coming in 3rd overall, very impressive. Louis Oosthuizen coming in 4th. Those guys have really helped their team be at the top of the leaderboard. 3 and 4, the 2 of them. And then you have Brooks Koepka 5th individually, who just won at Singapore. That win definitely catapults him up these leaderboards. Abraham Answer is 6th. Cameron Smith is 7th. Taylor Gooch is 8th. Dustin Johnson individually is 9. As I mentioned, he's been playing good golf individually, but his entire team is kind of towards the bottom here, with Pat Perez at 49th, Harold Varner at 46th, and Patrick Reed at 30th. Some of the golfers that have been towards the bottom are kind of your older ones, the ones that you really expect. Unfortunate for Bubba Watson, who is captaining his team. He is... Fortunate for Bubba Watson, who is captaining his team. He is, 47th. He's been pretty disappointing for the Range Goats. However, they still are playing very well. Bubba Watson has not had a top 10 finish yet this entire season, only having 2.66 points on the year. So there's only been a few events that he's been under par for. It was Adelaide, who everybody was under par for. It was Hong Kong, who everybody was under par for. And Las Vegas, which was very impressive. He does get 19th there, which was his best finish of the year. So we'll see if he can turn it around. Of course, the 2-time Masters champion in 2012 and 2014. One of the bigger names that went to the Live Golf Tour when they were first announcing everybody that's gone. All of the event winners besides Brendan Steele is in the top 10. Of course, Brendan Steele winning at Adelaide. He is 16th right now in the official ranking. So Live Golf has been very fun to watch. Of course, this year, a lot of the big names are still producing when they did go over to Live Golf, and it's been fun to see them when they do come onto tour for their brief appearances. Of course, Joaquin Niemann has been the best. This would be the prime of his career, Joaquin Niemann. So hopefully we can see him win a major here soon, because of course he was in contention for so many majors before he went to the Live Golf Tour, and now he is unable to kind of follow that same success. But hopefully he'll be able to get back to it. We'll see his name definitely at the U.S. Open, see if he is able to be one of the premier golfers in the world once again from that U.S. Open. So I'm excited to see how the rest of this shapes up. We have Houston next week, as I mentioned, so excited for that tournament, and we will definitely touch base more on the Live Golf Tour next week when we do talk about the Houston tournament. But that'll wrap it up for our fourth segment, and when I come back, we'll be talking about my picks and predictions for the RBC Canadian Open.